Greetings, my dear friends. Today I want to talk about something considered impossible, something that breaks all the laws of physics, something that is forbidden yet happens, about time travel. This is Dreamweaver Mystics, as always. And let me say right away, everything you are about to hear is only my thoughts and guesses. I do not claim to know the truth. I simply collect stories, compare them, and wonder. Part 1. The most compelling time travel stories. Let us start with the most famous case, about a man who traveled into the future and could not return. The disappearance of the clockmaker Rudolf Fenz. In the 1950s in New York, there lived a clockmaker named Rudolf Fenz. He was a well-known craftsman who repaired clocks for wealthy clients. But in 1951, he disappeared. The police searched his apartment, his workshop, questioned neighbors. No trace. Fenz had vanished. In 1952, he was declared deceased. But several decades later, in the 1980s, an elderly man appeared in Europe who claimed to be Rudolf Fenz. He showed documents that confirmed his identity. The police checked his fingerprints. They matched. But the man appeared to be in his 80s. Although according to the documents, he should have been over 120. Fenz told a strange story. He claimed that in 1951, he was walking down the street and suddenly felt dizzy. Everything around him changed. He found himself in an unfamiliar place, among strange buildings, with unfamiliar people. His watch stopped. He did not understand where he was. Later, he learned that he had traveled to the 1980s. He lived there for several years, then tried to go back. He could not. Time would not let him return. He aged, but according to his documents, he was much older. His story did not receive wide publicity. Too fantastic. But fingerprints do not lie. And the watch he wore was manufactured in the 1940s, but looked as if it were 100 years old, not 30. The second story, the Montauk Project. This is perhaps the most famous legend about time travel. According to eyewitness accounts, in the 1970s, secret experiments in teleportation and time travel were conducted at the Montauk military base on Long Island. The experiments were based on the work of Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein, the so-called Philadelphia effect. The Philadelphia experiment of 1943, during which the destroyer USS Eldridge allegedly became invisible and traveled through time and space. According to legend, scientists used powerful electromagnetic field generators to open a time portal. They sent people into the past and future. Many returned with psychological damage. Some never returned at all. One of the experiment participants, Alfred Bielek, claimed to have seen a man walk through a wall and disappear. A few minutes later, he returned, but looked 10 years older. In 1983, the experiment spiraled out of control. Portals began opening on their own. The military got scared and shut down the project. Participants were ordered to remain silent. Documents were destroyed. But some records survived. On the internet, you can find diagrams of the equipment, photographs, testimonies. Of course, all of this could be faked, but there are too many details, too many witnesses, and too many strange coincidences. The third story, the time traveler with a camera. In 1941, during the construction of a bridge over the South Fork River in Canada, an inexplicable event occurred. Workers noticed a strange man standing in a crowd of onlookers. He was dressed unfashionably, in a dark suit-like outfit with large buttons. On his head was a strange cap resembling a helmet. In his hands, he held a small object that he raised to his eyes. One of the workers approached him and asked who he was and what he was doing. The stranger did not answer and vanished into thin air. The only thing left where he stood was an indentation in the mud. Later, the workers found a fragment of film in their truck. It showed an image of the bridge, but with some strange technology that did not exist in 1941. Analysis showed that the film was manufactured in the 1970s. But how did it get into the truck in 1941? Unknown. Skeptics speak of forgery, but the bridge construction is a historical fact, and the workers who gave testimony were alive and gave interviews decades later. The fourth story, the Tokyo passport incident. In 1954, at Tokyo Airport, a man was detained during a document check. He had a Turkish passport, but it looked unusual. The pages were stiff like cardboard. The stamps did not meet standards. The man claimed to have come from a country called Lemuria, which was located in the Atlantic Ocean. He showed a map on which no such country existed. He spoke a strange language, a mix of Turkish and Arabic. The man was interrogated. He said that his country exists on another continent that sank many thousands of years ago. He said he travels through time and space. He was placed in a psychiatric hospital. A few days later, he disappeared from a locked room. Guards claimed the door was locked from the inside, and the man simply vanished. The fifth story, the man from Taured. In 2011 in Sweden, a young man approached a police station. He was dressed in old-fashioned clothes, resembling an early 20th century suit. He looked confused and frightened. He did not know where he was, did not know what year it was. He gave his name and said he was born in the 1920s. The police checked the archives. A man with that name did indeed exist, but he disappeared in the 1940s and was declared deceased. The young man looked very much like him. Fingerprints matched. But according to his documents, he should have been over 80, yet he looked 20. He was placed in a hospital. A few days later, he disappeared, without a trace, without security camera footage. He simply ceased to exist. The police issued no official comments, but some employees told journalists. The story made the newspapers, and then it went silent. The sixth story, the time traveler on videotape. In 1995, at a UFO conference, a video recording was shown that was allegedly made in 2050. The video showed a man talking about his time, about technology, about the disasters that were supposed to happen. He named dates. Some of those dates have already passed and did not come true. Others are still ahead. Skeptics declared the recording a fake, but the film medium itself was analyzed. It showed no traces of modern editing techniques. If it is a fake, it is a very high-quality one. Proponents claim it is a genuine recording from the future, and that some of the predictions are already coming true. But I will not list them. You can find this information yourself, or not. The seventh story, the Swiss farmer and the watch. In the 1970s, a Swiss farmer found a strange metal object on his field that resembled a watch. The dial had unfamiliar symbols resembling runes. The hands showed a strange time, 13 hours, 65 minutes. The object was sent for analysis. The metal turned out to be an alloy that does not exist in nature. Radiocarbon dating showed that the object was manufactured in the future. How did it get into the past? No one knows. The eighth story, the subway ghost. In the London Underground, passengers sometimes see a strange woman dressed in Victorian-era clothing. She appears on the platform, looks at passing trains with bewilderment, and then disappears. Some researchers believe this is not a ghost, but a time traveler stuck between eras. She cannot return to her own time and cannot adapt to ours. The ninth story. The Soviet engineer and the year 2030. In the 1980s, a Soviet engineer named Chuprin got into an accident. He lost consciousness, and when he woke up, he saw a world very different from his own time. He allegedly traveled to the year 2030. His notes were published after the collapse of the USSR. In them, he described technologies of the future that seemed fantastical at the time. Some of them have already become reality. Others are not yet. Part 2. My reflections on time travel. Now let us think. Should we believe these stories? Too many inconsistencies, too many opportunities for fakes, and too many people wanting to become famous off a sensation. But what if even one of these stories is true? What if time travel is indeed possible? What if the prohibition against it is not a law of physics, but a law of human safety? I have thought about this many nights, tossing and turning in the dark, staring at the ceiling, listening to the ticking of the clock. And I came to a conclusion. The problem is not whether time travel is possible. The problem is what time is. Standard theory says time is the fourth dimension. It flows linearly from the past into the future. It can be measured with clocks. It is the same for everyone. But Einstein proved otherwise. Time slows down when approaching the speed of light. Time slows down in a strong gravitational field. Time flows faster on a mountaintop than at its base. Time is not absolute. It is relative. But if time is not absolute, perhaps it is not linear either? Perhaps time is not a straight line. Perhaps it is a spiral. The spiral theory of time. Imagine a spiral, loop after loop. It goes upward, but each time returns to the same point of projection. This is not a circle. A circle is closed. This is not a straight line. A straight line runs away to infinity. A spiral is both. Movement and return. Progress and repetition. If time is a spiral, then the past, present, and future exist simultaneously. They are simply on different loops. You cannot jump directly from one point to another. The spiral does not allow that. You can only reach another loop tangentially, only graze the edge, only glimpse, but not enter. This explains why time travelers always look strange, why their watches run slow or fast, why they cannot return. They landed on a different loop of the spiral, but not on the right point. They are nearby, but not there. They see our world, but it is like a dream to them. This explains why some people see ghosts. Perhaps they are not spirits of the departed. Perhaps they are travelers from the spiral who got stuck between loops. They are here, but not here. They see us, but we do not always see them. What if time does not exist at all? This idea sounds insane, but it has supporters among physicists. According to some theories, time is an illusion of our consciousness. There is no past, no future, no present. There is only now, only one moment, which we perceive as a flow because of memory and expectation. We remember the past. We anticipate the future. It seems to us that time flows. But this is a property of our brain, not of reality. In objective reality, there is no was and will be. There is only is. If time does not exist, then time travel is impossible. not because it is forbidden, but because there is nowhere to go. There is no destination. There is only here and now. All the stories of time travel are errors of perception, hallucinations, coincidences. But then why are there so many of them? Why do people from different eras, different cultures, different professions tell the same story? Why do their details match? Why do instruments detect anomalies? Too many coincidences. Perhaps time exists, but not as we think. Perhaps it is multidimensional, not one time, but many. Every moment branches. Every choice creates a new timeline. Then the time traveler does not jump into his own past. He jumps into a parallel universe where the past is different. In quantum physics, there is the concept of the many worlds interpretation. Every time a quantum event occurs, the universe splits. Infinite copies of reality arise. In one, you are reading this text. In another, you close the video. In a third, you never opened it at all. All these realities are real, and they all exist simultaneously. If this is true, then the time traveler does not break the laws of physics. He simply moves from one branch of reality to another. His watch runs slow because time flows differently in that branch. He looks older or younger because in that branch, he lived a different life. But how does one get to another branch? I do not know. Perhaps through dreams, perhaps through meditation, perhaps by chance, perhaps through technology we have not yet invented. I do not know if time travel is possible. I do not know if the stories of Rudolf Fenz, the Montauk project, or the man from Taured are true. But I know that time is a mystery. We measure it with clocks. We divide it into past, present, and future. We think we understand it, but in truth, we do not even know what it is. Time is a river, or an ocean, or a spiral, or an illusion. I do not know. But it seems to me that whoever solves this mystery will change everything. And that is all for today. This was Dreamweaver Mystics. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I read the comments. And write, do you believe in time travel? Has anything inexplicable ever happened to you? I read everything. And remember, perhaps time is not what it seems. And perhaps you are already traveling. You just do not notice. Until next time.